The land is full of strange shapes and patterns. They tell a tale if only you have the patience to read it. G'day folks, I'm Gazza the Green and welcome back to my humble slice of the Shire, where the compost never sleeps, the ducks gossip like old hobbits, and the sky gives better advice than any wizard. Today we're digging into Permaculture Principle number 7, Design from Patterns to Details. And I reckon this is where the real magic starts to show. This principle, Design from Patterns to Details, is one of the real cornerstones of permaculture design, and it comes straight from Bill Mollison's big old black book, Permaculture, a Designer's Manual. This book has a lot in common with The Lord of the Rings. It's a huge big book, and every time you read it, you always seem to find something new you missed the last time. The idea is this: start by observing the big, reoccurring patterns in nature, and use those to shape your design. Only then do you zoom in and work out the nitty-gritty details like plant species or fence styles. It's a bit like building a house. You wouldn't start with the curtain colours before you've laid the foundation. Mollison looked at the natural patterns that repeated across landscapes and life. Spirals, branches, waves, zones, edges. These shapes tell us how energy, like water, sun, wind, and even human effort, moves through a system. So, when we design, we first look at where the water flows, pools, or disappears during a storm, where the sun moves during the seasons, from low winter arcs to high summer blaze, where wind funnels through in the cooler months, which areas are exposed, sheltered, frequently visited, and where the chickens already like to dig holes in your mulch. By reading these patterns, we can place our gardens, swales, trees, tanks, and pathways so they work with the flow of energy, not against it. Want your compost to work better? Place it near your house so you don't have to travel far. Want to save on irrigation? Catch water where it already slows down. And only once that pattern is clear do you start thinking, should I plant mint or parsley here? It's all about stepping back and seeing the big picture first. As I like to say, don't plant a lettuce until you've watched the land like an ant. When I first got this 5-acre block, I was itching to plant everything, everywhere. I wanted fruit trees on every corner, a veggie patch right away, and even a water feature for the frogs. But I hit the brakes and just started to watch. I noticed where the stormwater naturally gathered and drained, where the morning sun hit longest in winter, where the wind howled through the gaps in the trees, where shade crept in during summer, and where my footsteps wore a path I hadn't planned. Those patterns told me how to shape the system. I put swales in line with the slopes and the storm flow, built food forest on a sunny, well-drained slope, on and below the swales. I placed a kitchen garden and herb spirals within a few steps of the house, and left low, soggy spots as wildlife zones. A happy accident that worked out better than expected. Letting the patterns reveal themselves first saved me a heap of time, energy, and regret. It made everything feel like it belonged there, and honestly, the land just seems happier. And you know who else designed from patterns? The hobbits, of course. They didn't fight the land, they flowed with it. Homes built into the hillsides, gardens where the sun lingered, orchards where the air stayed still. Their farms followed the shape of the valleys. Their paths curved gently, not because they were lazy, but because that's where their feet naturally wanted to walk. The elves too lived in harmony with their surroundings. Rivers flowing through their homes, trees untouched unless invited to grow differently. Even the ants moved through forest in rhythms that echoed the ages. They all observed before they acted. They listened before they shaped. That's exactly what this principle is about. So before you plant the first seed or hammer in a single post, stop and observe. Watch the shadows shift. Feel the wind. Walk the same paths every day. Notice what wants to happen. Then, and only then, start adding in the details. If you've got your own stories about design mistakes or patterns-based wins, let me know in the comments. We've all got a few good ones to share. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss next week's episode. Until then, may your swales follow the land's wisdom, your compost stay warm, and your lettuces never bolt too soon.